This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news. Hey.
Hello, fellow Dionysians.
Okay, all right. All right. We're going to cover something later in the episode.
There are people I'd like to shout out to them.
Yeah, I complimented Dave on a bit of information that he told me, and now he's going to ride that for the rest of his days. We're going to get back to that. That's what we call a teaser for later in the episode. We got a great episode today. We got a lot of shit that happened in the news, more than we could probably talk about yet again. It's like 4 weeks running, 5 weeks running.
I know. Why don't people just fucking chill?
Jesus Christ.
I think Hawk 2 Girl be the big story again. that I could keep up with.
It was a simpler time back then. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. I yearn for the days of Hawk 2 Girl, the simpler days.
I mean, still enraged that she got so much more famous in so much little time than I ever could.
She's hitting the wall now. But speaking of someone whose career is not hitting the wall, quite the opposite, kicking into another gear, our guest today.
That's right. She's one of the hosts of the Dying Up Here podcast, which is it our sister? What do we call it? Our
sister podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's also a hilarious comedian, Kirsten Michelle Cills.
That's right.
Hello. Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Brothers.
Your podcast is basically you have grievances, you shit on each other, you play dumb games. It's ours, but like organized, and listenable. So
I was gonna say
it. Yeah, that's it.
Dave is just jealous, and to be honest, so am I. You guys have a hell of a podcast over there. I'm not jealous of any other Drop Tent podcast. In fact, I'd put us up against Seriously Dads any day of the week. Neil's nodding in a way that makes me feel like I hit on something. You can hash that out with Albert Davis, but I'll tell you what.
Cold tub.
Got him.
I couldn't think of something that rhymed with us quick, so I, when in doubt, just make a fart noise. Right?
You're right. It's killer. Yeah.
That's right. But I got to say, you and Jamie Pappas are hilarious. You guys, I watched an episode and I was immediately upset at how good it was.
Sure.
So
that's kind of what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Now it's just like the Phillies Funniest. I'm no longer competing for number 1. I'm aiming for number 2 or 3 on the Drop Tent.
We don't need to talk about that.
I have more humility than Dave. I can admit it. But it's awesome. Do you want to explain just for our listeners who might be interested, like the premise of what's going on? And
Totally. Mm-hmm. So it's a podcast with myself and fellow comedian Jamie Pappas, and we are both just good friends who are really connected by death in one way or another. We love to talk about death. I have a terminal illness that I was born with called cystic fibrosis, and Jamie's dad died before her mom even knew she was pregnant with her. And so we both kind of have like come into the world and we're born into this world of like grief and death. And first time we ever met, was doing a lot of jokes backstage about like her asking to wear my oxygen tube that I was wearing at the time before she went out, and noticing that a lot of people were kind of
pussyfooting.
Yeah, can we say that? Yeah. And we just realized we just want to make death and conversations like that more accessible.
Well, I did notice you had a good sense of humor about it, but I feel like that's with a close personal friend. Like, is that because you joke about it on the stage, but like if a stranger came up to you after a show and started thinking he could get in on the joking too, cool, not cool?
It will always be cool. I'm always more impressed by people who are bold enough to do that. I have so much respect for that.
As I understand it, Jamie.
So you terminal fucking bitch. Yeah.
We heard you like roasts. We wrote roasts for you.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
No, but
we bonded over dead dads.
So we have, the Dead Dads Club is a bonding.
You guys
experience.
both have dead dads?
Yes.
Yeah, no but way. I found out
they killed each other.
What are the odds?
I did find out the hard way that didn't give me carte blanche and making fun of just anybody's dead dad.
Yeah,
wow.
That's true.
People almost got attacked a few times.
Yeah, I do a joke about my dead dad, and people come up and they say like, my dad died, and I love that joke. And some people are like, you know. I heard that Jamie, who's also a very hilarious comic, she said that when you guys met, she just opened up, like you had mentioned, like you were sick or you were dying, and she just started making fun of you, and you were like friends ever since, right?
Immediately. Yeah. I have to wear oxygen like probably cumulatively half the year, on and off. And I was it's pretty obvious that I'm sick when I have it on. And she just started making jokes at my expense. Really took the air out of the room. It was really, really good stuff. Yeah. And she has not stopped since.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Yeah, we don't have any stakes. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's stakes. You know what
How
I
does
mean?
it feel
Like,
to be on a podcast where you'll probably outlive the two hosts, though?
That I have never ever been in a room where I will outlive anyone in the room.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
We're-
pretty
We
cool.
got what is it? High blood pressure and diabetes. Really,
I'm just
going to work
my
in this
insides are
basement.
like just. I think I'm like half poison. Like things that I touch, like I melt remote controls if I hold on to. It's weird. But
yeah. I'm gonna spare our listeners some of the details and our guests some of the details of what you told us when you came downstairs. But Dave's having a little bit of a
No, I
stomach.
don't. Yeah,
flu.
no, it's past, but it's still like it's like yesterday, so it feels like I
Okay.
did sit-ups. And it was a lot more rewarding than sit-ups. I'll
Yeah.
say that. But
No, I get it. Yeah, it's like that's what I like. Is like I like getting to talk about my terminal illness with other sufferers, like TummyAche survivors.
Sure.
is rad.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
People
that's really brave of you to share. I mean,
I
I'd love to
wasn't-
have you on
first
the
of all,
pod.
he's the one that shared it. I was. I did it purposely before any guest arrived. Just yeah,
Yeah, you just
had
detailed
a
what
bit
you're
of a
going through.
tummy ache. Yes,
Yeah.
I know things aren't always comparable. And
No, we'd love to have you on the pod. I think actually.
That's actually how he came down. He thought, you think Kirsten's dealing with
Yeah.
something? Listen to this. Yeah, it's crazy.
don't worry, I can bring it back before any appearance. I can pre-plan something like that.
You could go to Taco Bell the night
Yeah,
before any
Trader
show,
Joe's
yeah.
beef and broccoli. Let's do it.
But yeah, you are it's cool to see the perspective of somebody who is just going through something that, like you said, is generally treated with like, oh no, let's whisper.
Yeah.
But it, like everything that we go through, we try to turn into humor, right? That's who we
Mhm.
are beyond like what we do. So it's so cool when someone's facing down something that you'd have every right to be like, yeah, I'm just going to deal with this, whatever. Be like, nah, fuck it. Let's talk about it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I really do love when people are willing to just be cool about it. It's very apparent when someone is trying to not say something. They
Yeah.
think they're so slick, but they're like, I have
Right.
to fucking say backpack because she's wearing an oxygen backpack or I'm gonna scream. I have to say backpack once. It's tough, and people think that they're being very slick when they're making it so much worse. So
Right.
I love making jokes about it. And I just always grew up with like a family who was like really willing to make fun of me for it.
There you go.
Not enough kids get made fun of by their family anymore.
Yeah, That's true.
Bigger issue. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're too nice to kids. We believe
Keep-
that.
I've
yeah.
always- like today's whole society is a result of us trying to phase bullying out. Like, just look at
Right.
Twitter. Like, these people need bullying. in
Well,
their
the
life.
nerds
Yeah.
became the bullies. We got rid of the bullies,
That's
and the
right.
nerds
Now you
just
get
stepped up.
bullied for liking the wrong Star Wars.
Right. It's the worst kind of bullies because they have no practice at it. The old bullies, they were good. They were raised as bullies. They knew exactly when to push your buttons, when to lay off. These new bullies, they don't. They
the
don't
new
know
bullies are
anything.
like they're abstract in their insult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
heavy-handed. There's
Right.
poetry behind it. And they
Right.
take my fucking lunch money. Get out of here.
Right. I don't
Like,
want to be.
art bullies. Those, yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
Ugh.
I went
maybe
to art
Fast
school.
and Furious is a little something.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
speed. No, your fucking indie movie is shit. Some of them are good. A lot of them are fucking drivel.
Right.
Get over it.
You might
Yeah.
like their later albums.
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
maybe
they're-
you just don't understand cinema. If you consider that. I went to art
Yeah.
school, so I'm just speaking from the heart.
No,
That's exactly how it was.
You're
yeah.
triggering me.
What
a
was
little
your
bit. Yeah.
What was your art form?
I went to school for acting.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah, or let me rephrase.
thespianism.
Yeah, I went to school for acting and musical theater, but
Okay.
typically you cannot waterboard the second half out of me. I'm usually very unwilling to share that information, but I'm trying to get better about it. So yes, I did go to school for both. I know
Okay.
how embarrassing it is.
Well, it's all right.
yeah.
I feel like doing stand up, you can kind of conquer a lot of embarrassment. It's like the things that I used to be mortified to admit that I did. Now I can just casually, in a conversation, to a point where like I'll say things that regular people will be like, oh, we're just talking about this. I'm like, oh, right. Yeah. Most people would be weird about talking about the time I got beat up at karate camp or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's just part of me. I'm happy to
Did
talk
you go
about.
to karate camp?
I did. I got beat up at it. Did I have not told you this story?
I
before?
can't believe we are 77 episodes deep in karate. This is the
Yeah.
first mention of karate.
Yes, I went. I will not believe it. We got a lot of news stories to get to, and
Okay.
I was really bullied.
Well, wait, just tell me this. What belt were you when you got bullied, and what belt was the bully?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't
Thank
know
you.
what belt the bullies were. I assume that we were all the same belt because it was like a karate summer camp retreat for like multiple groups of people that all went to this chain that's out in the suburbs of Philly called the Dragon Gym.
Mhm.
And I was in the middle or maybe tail end of my parents' divorce. And so I was taking out my aggression on these poor little kids. And I was like one of the star pupils because I was a maniac. So
You were like a double green belt
yeah.
because you had to tie two together to get rid of it.
Oh, I wasn't fat back then. This is a new development.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care for that, Dan.
You can't retroactively make fat jokes. I was a fucking little killer back then. But I was a loser. I didn't have any friends and I had no social skills. So I would like destroy these kids in the daytime during like the matches, and then after like lunch or whatever, like during dinner and at night, they would just destroy me spiritually and emotionally and just make fun of me and ostracize me. It was a shitty 2 weeks.
Well, it sounds like you were kind of the bully, the daytime bully.
Yes. Well, that was like I wasn't mean. I was just kind of quiet, but right. They were beating me where they could
Sure.
by
You
being
didn't
like,
bow afterward. Just
no, they were forced to. The Master Go made them.
My question is, in the movie version of that fight, who's the protagonist and who's the main character that we follow, and who's the one who had it coming?
Well, if you just take that snapshot, even still, look, but all the context of it, it's me.
Okay.
Because so I found out. So I went to, like I said, I went to the Dragon Gym, and I was a part of this small group of kids that didn't have to wait to take our belt tests. I think I was like a brown belt, or I forget what it was. I was somewhat in the middle when I quit because I got into drugs. The
Sure.
But so I fought at the Dragon Gym, and my sensei was this guy named Master like Tension Go or something. And
No.
like Tenshin or Tension.
no, like Tenshin. I think that was his
That
name.
was
or
his
Rinjin
God-given name.
or something. Yeah, it's like a
Tension Go. That sounds
Well,
like
I'm
a
just-
Mr. Miyagi order.
Thank
well,
you.
he was. So this guy was from China, right? This guy was an immigrant.
Well, now that's
And-
racist.
I
Yeah.
still think you got played. I do not buy that was his. Okay.
I might have gotten played.
Okay, all right.
Because I went, I only knew him as Master Go. I was, 12 or whatever. But I was part of his like special class, and we would take belt tests every month instead of every like 3 or 4 months. And mostly again, because I was a maniac. I had no skill. I would just attack kids because I was angry.
Sure.
And so I was a very undisciplined fighter, and I scare kids. Like, in fact, my mom said that she remembers like the adults laughing because this one kid was running away from me, and I was like chasing him, but he wouldn't step out to lose. So I was just chasing this kid around, and everybody thought it was really funny. I don't remember that. I was really mad at the time.
Sounds like an episode of Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, kind of. But I wasn't an adult. These were my
Okay.
my peers. It wasn't like me now. You're holding on to me doing this. I was a child.
It's
at the time.
funnier if it's you
I know.
now
Yeah.
doing it.
Those kids would have every right to bully me now, and they
The
would
stage
probably be
version
correct.
of this is you. It's you now.
All right, so
doing
you
it.
were the
Yeah.
bully then, but if they remade this or they did like a sequel 40 years later, would you be the protagonist then? Or
Yeah.
I don't know the kids.
Okay.
Maybe I would bully them. Now.
it's a Cobra Kai reference.
Oh yeah. Well, so the sensei, Master Go, I was in a college party like 10, 12 years after I was done karate. And I mentioned that I went to the Dragon Gym and my sensei was Master Go. This guy at this party was like, wait a second, Tension Go? And I was like, yeah, I guess, I don't know. He was like, well, if it was, this guy was the head of the American Karate Association, and he resigned in disgrace after embezzling hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I have no confirmation that that was
Definitely
my
fake
Master
name.
Go. Right. But if it was, that means the Dragon Gym was formed with stolen money. I was his insane maniac attack dog student that he would take to like matches to beat other dojos. So it was pretty much very close to Cobra Kai, if you look at it. And another crazy thing is I lost a big match once by getting my leg swept. So there's another.
This is why I pushed further. I felt like there was more to the story. I
There
didn't know
was.
there would be
There's
embezzlement.
a whole,
but
there
yeah.
is a whole thing going
And there
on
was.
there.
This is a whole ass. This is one of the foundational stories. This
Yeah.
is like
One of the tenets of Dan.
exactly like if you're
Yeah.
doing the flashbacks, it's me. And just to sum up the whole thing, we'll go right to karate camp where I was beating people up and then they were making me cry at night.
That's your villain
So-
origin
yeah,
story. Like when they're like, yeah.
Yeah. They're like, man, he was such a good karate fighter, but they really didn't like him. So yeah, that's. I don't know why we were telling this story now. That I've lost the
I
plot.
forgot
It's a good
what-
story.
I forgot
but-
what started it too.
Oh well, here we go. Here's a good segue.
Bullies.
Yeah, speaking of guys who will hide their pain, What's with Donald Trump's ear? It doesn't look like anything happened to that motherfucker.
Yeah, ketchup washes off pretty easily.
Yeah.
Dave, I gotta tell you, I had my doubts when you said that a couple weeks ago when you were yelling it's fake. I said you're probably right, but I don't know.
Well, we should. All right, so the shooting, real or staged?
Yeah, I think it's yes and is how I'm going to answer this, because I think it is real to a certain extent, but orchestrated.
Yeah.
So I do believe very much that it was orchestrated. I do believe that a gun was shot. I don't believe that it perfectly just hit his ear.
Right.
And I do think that when he went down, they put I'm just like thinking of
Yeah.
how we would do it in theater live.
Yeah.
And it would
right.
have to be that the fight choreography would be like somebody drops, an ensemble member goes on top of them. They have the blood in their hand. They put it on, boom, they come back up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So like, that's what I'm picturing.
And you have the short Secret Service agent, so his head could pop up and fight with the perfect camera angle with the flag so majestically in the background.
Yeah.
How long did he hold that pose is really the question.
Right. Exactly. He was like trying to make sure they got the shot and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing, like the end of The Breakfast Club when he holds his arm up.
Right.
That was the shot that he showed his people, and he was like, "I'd love to get a shot like this if we could get it."
Man,
right? Yeah. They're like, "Okay, we got you. We may have to kill one firefighter."
Yeah.
So no, I agree. I feel like Trump. That's what they say of like, how could it be staged if a firefighter died? And I was like, yeah, okay. I'm sure this is the one billionaire who's
people
above.
That think 9/11 was staged.
I was yeah.
And all those people are the people that were like, the billionaires will kill you just for looking at them funny, but they would never shoot somebody sitting behind.
Not our boys in
Donald
red.
Trump, right? Yeah, right. So yeah, I think that it was. If it wasn't like completely staged, they certainly they didn't get enough of the ear for me to care. That's what it is. I was looking forward to seeing this guy with like a big old chunk taken out of his ear.
Yeah, there's really no drama in it, which is what's making me lose.
Right.
It's such it feels like a 15 minutes of fame level of presidential shooting.
Yeah.
I'm bored.
Right.
If it's 2024, if you want to keep me interested, keep shooting.
I don't even remember.
Keep shooting.
I don't even remember the dude's middle name.
This guy every week.
I want a live shooting every Tuesday at 8 p.m. in the
it doesn't
Drop
have
10
to be
Studios.
on him. Right, just somebody. Just now.
So
I need
we all
somebody
have an
shot every
alibi.
week.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I don't. That's how bad. I don't remember. It's like Thomas Crooks. I know he's addressed with his middle name too, but I don't remember it, which means not effective enough.
He didn't. Yeah, if he had made the shot, we would have remembered whatever his middle name was for sure. But
Had he gotten an agent or a manager before he did that, someone could have told him what name to use.
Someone could have negotiated that he didn't get killed right afterward. I said this dude signed on, and all they offered him was a bag of lollipops. I fucking know the type when I look at it.
What kind though? Do you think? Because there's a right answer.
Sorted, but the people that look like him probably need one color lollipop, so they don't lose their shit. So
I think that might
red,
have been
green,
what
red.
happened.
Like if it breaks the pattern of like red, green, yellow, like purple. Shit, got to start over.
He got one of those mystery pops and just went nuts. That's what caused.
Yeah.
I didn't like those either.
I hated those.
But I've also been accused of being autistic.
Oh, you're talking about the Dum Dum Pop.
Yeah.
I was picturing the Tootsie Pop.
Oh yeah, okay.
That I'd consider the
blow pops were the big one.
deal.
Yeah, those are like the Tootsie Pops in construction, at least. Like there's something in the middle.
There's gum, yeah.
What snack would you have to be offered
to shoot at any politician? I think it mattered what politician. There's a snack I could probably take a shot at, like a school board.
Thank God you said board.
The whole board, not a member. The whole board.
No, the entire board. No, a certain member of the board. I'll take a shot.
Wait, does it have to be a candy on a stick, or can it just be any
treat?
I mean,
And let's say,
and by shooting, of course, I mean as my professional cameraman side job.
Yes,
and
for
we're
legal
talking about
reasons.
We're talking about, of course, framing a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like my favorite candy is peanut M&Ms, but I can go get peanut. Like, should it be something that maybe I had once in my childhood, and then like haven't been able to find since?
That's what I'm saying, and only that
like
I think I could a local politician probably.
Yeah, discontinued flavor.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not a candy, but give me a case of Pepsi Kona.
Right. Well, yeah. If you had like a ecto cooler, I might consider like a comptroller or something. Like I might take out a comptroller.
I'd rather, than try to make more Ghostbusters movies. Bring it back for that instead of campaigning
yeah.
it with Frozen Empire or whatever.
Your question is just wrong for Dave. There's a lot of people he would shoot to stop like sequels of movies from coming.
Oh man, you
and franchises.
You're teasing me with that Pepsi Kona.
Oh, yeah.
Ew, fuck. Is Surge discontinued?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that the Surge was the extra caffeine?
Yeah, it's like, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm a Red Bull girly, as you can see. I
Okay.
don't know if we are sponsored yet.
No, hey,
but-
thank you, Red Bull. Thank you
Yeah,
for
hey, Red
sponsoring
Bull.
us. You can pay us later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Surge. It's spelled like
Oh.
SERG, whatever.
It's like
SUR.
the-
That
Yeah.
was my name in French class.
It's like the lead singer of System, right?
Yes,
No,
but
it's not spelled.
It's
the same
spelled
way.
differently. It's the same name. It's just
So
he has
okay,
the,
so we've made this into a beverage thing instead of a candy thing.
Just a treat, just a general
A treat,
treat.
okay.
Un-
Something
under
like
the
you stop
umbrella.
at 7-Eleven and you get whatever you're craving. Sometimes it's a soda.
Yeah.
Surge still around?
Although, yeah, are you guys sure you don't want to just
Yeah,
like?
I mean,
'cause-
it's saying it's still sold and available in 16 fluid ounces
Oh, okay.
cans at Walmart.
Walmart, of course.
Okay.
The last
Maybe
batch.
a Mountain
yeah.
Dew Code Red.
Code.
I've
Oh,
never
yeah,
been
you
a
know,
Mountain
yeah.
Dew.
I loved Code Red back in the day. I
Yeah.
think that's why I'm sterile now.
Okay.
That'll
But-
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what gave me my terminal illness. I drank so much fucking Mountain Dew Code Red.
Oh, I guess I can't complain again.
Yeah.
you were just upstaging me at every fucking step of the way here.
I know I look like a guy that like bathes in Mountain Dew. But I actually hate it.
Yeah.
So, but I often gets offered to me all the time. Like if there's other sodas, people are like, "Hey man, you want a Mountain Dew?" It's like, do you have anything? Like a
Would
water?
you be disappointed though if you killed someone and then you had the thing and it just didn't like when they brought back Crystal Clear Pepsi for a little while and I was
Mhm.
excited that oh, this tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nostalgia factor is probably
But I think Pepsi Cone will hold up.
okay.
I believe it.
Well, all right.
So
Well, time will
Who's-
tell.
I didn't
who's
even know what it
going
was.
down? Yeah.
Speaking of other, yeah, we'll segue away from who we would murder a politician. What snack we would end a politician for, with our cameras, and move to a much more another failed project, much like Pepsi Kona, the Olympic Games Parisian or float for the Greeks. Right? Would you like to frame this story, Dave? This is
I didn't even watch it. But yeah, I just know they had a bunch of people they a bunch of drag queens. They did like a Last Summer-esque picture, but not
Last
exactly
Supper.
the Last Supper.
You said last summer.
Well, I don't acknowledge religious idolatry.
Okay, the last
When
summer.
I
I like Jesus
As a
is the
Jew,
last summer.
as a Jew, I can't physically say it. Last Summer of Jesus.
Yeah,
It did look pretty hot in that picture,
The
right?
last summer
Yeah.
sounds like a rom com about a terminally ill person falling in love.
it really does.
Their one last summer.
Yeah,
5 days of summer.
yeah. And if you go the way,
Neil's already. I hear Neil
the
typing
episode title
enthusiastically.
being written as we speak.
Okay, so yeah, they were doing a Dionysus because Dionysus is the Greek god of the vine, which is
Here we go. Now is the time to educate
which
our
means
viewers.
he's the Greek god of wine,
Yeah.
which I've heard French people love.
They do.
So they were celebrating their Frenchness through this, and a bunch of Christians were pissed off because it looked like drag queen the last summer.
Yes, and because they didn't know, I can provide context with this as well. That when Da Vinci painted the Last Supper, he took as his inspiration a much earlier work of art that was Greek that looked just like the layout of the Last Supper. It was a ritual of the god. Go ahead, take it away.
A vino, yeah.
The god of the vine, as Dave has taught me tonight, Dionysus. So yeah, basically Christians, they don't know shit. They're just looking to get offended. Although I will admit, this is some strange shit. Like this is top notch.
Yeah, there's a guy in
strange
blue
shit.
who's painted blue, and are they eating him? Is he the meal?
Oh, that's interesting. Sort of like a Gargamel situation.
The Olympics are served.
It looks so unhinged and edited. It looks like, when you go to like a weird bowling alley and the graphics they show you when you get a strike and it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
You're like, is that a zebra doing flips into outer space? That's what this looks like.
Yeah. Neil, by any chance, can you zoom this picture in?
Yeah, you can go in a little bit.
Can
He
you
is
zoom
on
in
the-
on that
he's on the
bare-chested
food.
guy over to
Mhm.
the left? We're gonna solve something
This-
right now.
oh.
Yeah, him. he's the guy with his balls out. Look,
Okay,
are you telling me that's a tear in the tights?
that is a tear in like the fishnets. Yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, it does, and it looks like
Yeah.
We got
because your
slippage.
skin starts to pop out a little. 'Cause
That's, I
it's kind
think,
of
what's
keeping
happening.
your skin in, and then
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that the internet pulled this. Like, he's
Yeah,
got
now, like-
his legs fully open,
Yeah.
and then everyone's like, "What's up with this dude in the
Now
back?"
that I
man?
know that
Balls
this is
out.
the whole picture that they were taking from, these dudes definitely, these offended Christians definitely had a balls radar. I wouldn't have been able.
I never would have
spot
been able to see this. I wouldn't have been able to take my eyes off of Papa Smurf.
I would have been
Yeah.
masturbating furiously. I would have not been paying attention at all.
Neil's balls would have
And the
been
one
out.
that played
Yeah.
the Jesus is an actual woman. I'm guessing by cleavage, even though clearly you don't need an X chromosome to have cleavage, as I can
yeah.
attest to this. But
Well, she's Jesus. That makes her a cross dresser.
Ooh.
Is that too testy? Come back. It's a Jesus joke. It's just a Jesus joke.
Is Jesus in the middle of the Last Supper photo when he's doing this, or is he off to
Yeah.
the side? He's front and
He's
center.
in the middle. Yeah, he's doing like a this. One
Okay.
of these.
I don't know why I thought he was like off to the side, not trying to be center of attention, because that was like supposed to be his thing.
Yeah, but not this Jesus.
No.
This is like white Jesus. This is peak white Jesus. Right?
Oh yeah.
Wait, who the fuck is in this picture? Is that Dane Cook?
it is.
Neil
yeah.
pulled up.
Jacob.
Neil
Oh,
pulled up
sorry.
his first.
I literally, no joke.
I think
Hold
this
on, let me
happened to
show
be one that
everybody.
had Dane Cook Photoshop.
The
in it.
way
didn't
my
even see that
sorry,
at first.
the way my eye angles, 'cause I'm looking at the side, I couldn't see it because of the mount, the mic mount.
He
Let
already
me
had
show it.
that saved on his.
Let me show
computer.
everybody.
It's just a personal.
I
picture
did
of you.
not see it, but
It said ideas for wallpaper in bedroom.
Well, I love it. That should be the actual Last Supper. They should
Yeah.
hang that in the Louvre.
this guy's. I love this guy's whole vibe. The
Yeah.
blue guy from the
Yeah.
Olympic. Yeah, that guy's whole vibe is.
I guess he's
spectacular.
Dionysus, right? He has to be.
I thought Jesus. I thought Dionysus was in the Jesus spot. That dude looks like the meal. He's just part of the
That's-
cornucopia.
Only for people last podcast and the last. It looks like Henry
He
Zabrowski
does.
got a good
Yeah.
gig.
It looks like Henry
He
painted.
looks
Yeah.
like Henry
Yeah.
Zabrowski.
Wait, can you go back to the original Last Supper? The Dane Cook
Sorry, the
one?
Dane
The
Cook Last
original.
Supper.
the one God intended.
Just look
Um,
out here.
Oh, so there's no food on this table.
I mean,
Right.
I have never
Yeah.
taken an inquisitive look at this in
Yeah.
my life.
Oh no. Okay. This is a very.
I thought there was
yeah.
like a big center food thing.
No.
it's just a way. There's just one. I just don't like sitting on the same side of the
He
table.
made everyone sit on the same side. Yeah.
Like,
Also-
if you've waited, the fucking most annoying tables were the couples that
Yeah.
sat on
Yeah.
the same side of the booth.
I also don't know if, given the food on the table, that's enough for us to call this a supper.
That's like
the,
the
the
last
amount of
snack, isn't it?
people,
Right.
unless the table was just cleared or something.
That's
but
got to be why everyone's so mad on the both corners.
who
here.
wouldn't be?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, Jesus got all the food. All
Now,
the
was-
other
yeah.
sides, we got nothing.
Was he the host of this meal?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'd like to get to.
Oh,
'Cause
right.
that would be
Yes.
a murderable offense if
Yes.
you invited me to a dinner party.
The story.
and then
I'm going to get
fucking
yelled at
served
if I don't
nothing.
tell you this because I have a lot of Christians in my life that actually watch the podcast. The Last Supper was, I believe, hosted by Jesus. He knew that he was going to be betrayed. And He
Okay.
knew because he was the Son of God that it was the Last Supper. So he called them all for it. So he knew.
Actually, wasn't it a Passover Seder? Isn't the
Oh,
Last Supper a Passover Seder?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I thought I heard that somewhere and I rolled with it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? You'll
knew-
take credit for anything that our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, so he served them up some matzah and they said, no, this dude's got to fucking die.
He
You
said to
fucking give me
Judas,
real
"You're not
bread."
eating
Yeah.
enough." Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
I don't want your dry ass bread substitute. Give me some real fucking food.
Oh, he knew that his best friend was gonna
He knew that.
fucking
That's-
double cross him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a whole. He went into that meal knowing he was going to be double crossed. And he did it anyway for you, Dave.
What a power move.
For you.
And Judas is the reason that we discriminate against redheads now, right?
Is it? Is that what? I don't know.
I believe so.
Oh, maybe.
Is that why that guy's a redhead in that photo?
Yeah,
Papa
Judas is like
Smurf?
the original ginger. kid,
Certainly,
so-
they weren't fans of redheads back then. That is true.
You think that's where the whole soulless thing comes from?
Probably.
'Cause
Yeah.
that's the
Red
thing, right?
Devil, probably soulless. Yeah.
It just feels intentional to make the guy on the one that from the Olympics to make him that redheaded. It looks dyed red. It feels like there's art behind it.
Right.
But I'm
Give me a second. I'm gonna look up the actual Greek one that they because it's based on.
Oh, yes,
as
that'd be
Dave was
great.
saying, and you guys were saying, it was based on a different.
Yeah.
a
None
different
of
one
us,
or-
or at least Dave and I, aren't educated enough to know what that piece of art is called. So.
Gotcha.
yeah.
But anyway, the Christians are pissed. And they still stayed pissed after they were told that it wasn't the last. Like,
Yeah, because
they think everything revolves around their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also because like they know that like right now they're the first. I can't believe I'm saying this. Right now the Democrats are winning, which is crazy, and they're just grasping, right? Like they're a little upset. Now I think it'll settle down as we get closer to the election. But right now this has been like a bad news week for the Republicans.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to like grab. They're like, look at all these weird French drag queens.
Trump's story got buried so quickly. Now he's like, fuck, got to turn the other ear now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what Jamie and I on the podcast call a persecution kink. When you want so badly for there to be a war on you in some way, and you're just like picking things like the war on Christmas. That's always a conversation every year, and it's like the calls coming from inside the house.
Which
like,
Christmas is dominating.
Yeah,
still.
don't worry, Christmas is doing okay.
Right, it's flipped everyone.
It's even bled into fucking Halloween now, which it's like like it used to be Black Friday is when, and now it's like the day after Halloween.
Yep.
Don't get me started.
And nobody has anything. Like, I legitimately thought when I was a kid that Hanukkah Harry was the actual fucking answer to Santa, and then you learned years later it was an SNL bit.
Yeah.
Like your imagery is fucking killing us.
I didn't know Hanukkah Harry was an SNL bit.
Yeah, like John Lovitz.
Yeah. Jews celebrate Christmas. Every Jew I know, or the few that didn't, like hated that they didn't get to celebrate Christmas, to the point where I don't have none of those people that I knew were like my close friends. I'd like to follow up with them now and be like, as an adult, do you celebrate Christmas? I bet you the answer is fuck yeah, of course I did. They wouldn't let me celebrate when I was a kid. You know, I don't know anybody that's like, no, I just celebrate Kwanzaa. The Kwanzaa people celebrate Christmas, you know, like there's no religion that I know of where they're like, no, we don't do Christmas.
Because Christians, I'll give them, they're smart about the holiday thing. They're the only ones that have holidays you celebrate. All the other ones are just holidays you observe.
Yeah.
And that's boring.
The marketing, I firmly believe I associate a lot of that to when Christmas became this like super nostalgic thing. For me, it feels like it flipped with the whole when the Coca-Cola bear became Christmas themed, and it became like you get soda around that time of year, and it's like share a Coke with a friend, and Santa's involved in it, and it's like Santa celebrates Christmas only. Santa's a Christian. I feel like that's when it started to become, you know, their marketing is killer. Whoever does PR for Christianity,
so Pepsi
PR guy,
Pepsi, bring back Kona.
Yeah,
do it with a little Star of David.
There you go. Oh, Pepsi can
and
be
it's blue
soda.
That's right.
Yeah. Why not?
That would be
put a couple H's in there. Kona, something. I don't know.
And you can it already writes it like be a star, drink Pepsi.
Yeah, there we go.
Be a star.
Are we doing this? This is good.
Yeah, I think Pepsi needs to get in touch with us. Yeah.
Or we just gave it out for free.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, whatever. We
just drop 10, protect the shit that say or. No, Neil has to discard everything.
We pay for legal services here, right? With the podcast,
right?
Like that's
clearly,
Hey, Neil, can you call Pepsi?
Yeah, Money's definitely not going to air condition, so it better go to protect our ideas.
It is hot in here.
Although I will say, Dave is just tugging on his shirt because he lost a couple pounds and he's trying to show off.
No, I always buy it.
Look at how loose this is. Remember, I wore this a month ago.
All right, so there's a little bit of an update. Let's see if this makes you more. If you were a Christian, if this would make you more upset, given this is the update. Okay. Here we go. Here is, of course, our original, or well, not the original. Actually,
your
came
original
after.
has Dane Cook in it.
Right, has Dane Cook in it. And then here's, I think, what one they're kind of calling back to. This is, a little earlier, a little bit of the Greek. Yeah.
I'd be Greek before I'm Christian.
And he's got the plate
they use
over
all
his
sides
head.
of the table.
Right.
I always like the pictures where Jesus has the plate.
I didn't realize the blue guy in the photo kind of gets up and talks to us. And I do have to say, whatever anyone thinks of all the other stuff, like this guy is spectacular.
Incredible.
I think I want just like that. I get why they're mad, maybe. I don't know.
Whoever made this happen, whoever shepherded this idea through to completion is a genius. I hope this guy knows like what an iconic thing he's doing.
I want this tattooed on my body.
Yeah, this guy's amazing.
I think it's a good thing because I did find out the other day that this is the gayest Olympics that we've ever had.
As far as
competitors go.
Did you guys hear about the beds as well?
Yeah.
What about them?
So the beds are always trying to, the sex bed, the anti-sex beds. It's always a thing.
I've heard about
them,
but
I know that sex is a huge problem in the Olympic Village.
No, it's a cardboard.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all I know.
Yeah, cardboard. So they and then immediately after it came out that they were cardboard beds.
Like
Yeah,
the box spring.
Yeah, no, the whole bed. I'm gonna pull it up. But they're cardboard beds.
World-class athletes. They need a good fucking
They need a
lumbar
good
support.
mattress. Yeah.
It's that basically that they could, you can lay on it flat, no problem, but any bouncing motion would make it crumble. It would hit a weak spot.
Right.
That would make me. I would prefer. That would make me feel like I'm actually doing something.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Right, what a power move to be like, I just fucking broke the bed, dude.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys.
Devastated.
I'll tell you what, guys. It's not. As the only member of this podcast of weight, I'm going to tell you it's not fun. It's not fun to break furniture.
Have you broken a bed before?
I've never broken a bed.
Oh,
I've
okay,
broken a
yeah.
few chairs.
A few chairs.
Yeah.
What kind of chairs are we talking?
Well, if we're just talking in a sexual way, we're talking like a wooden chair. If we're just talking regular chairs, I mean, we don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Like anyone you would see in a backyard
chair.
barbecue.
I was doing wrestling moves with my buddy, but
on any
It was
plastic
hot.
chair. Yeah.
Yeah. To the point as soon as they came out and released them, then they had Olympic people showing them how they could easily fuck on them.
Of
Like
course.
yeah.
Of course. So you're not going to stop the world's premier athletes who are all, 17 to like 30 or whatever.
you think a girl that can balance on top of a pin
Mhm.
can't fuck on a cardboard box?
Exactly.
Right. Simone Biles can do it flipping. So, I
Yeah.
mean, like, she doesn't even need a bed.
They're also not even taking into account the fact that you could just bend one of them over the bed. You could use the wall. You don't have to be in.
Right.
It feels like this was made by like boomers who have awful sex. Who were like, you can't have sex outside of a bed, right?
Right.
Lights off under the covers,
Right.
missionary.
Right. Just bumping, right?
Yeah, that's sex. They like never heard of doggy in their life.
5 seconds and you're pregnant.
That's
That
right.
is-
Right.
That's right. But
And then
these
you don't have to do it
athletes-
again.
That's right. But these athletes, they'll take any challenge brought before them, any
you wanna-
physical challenge.
You want to pivot from bed fucking to couch fucking?
Yes, that's a perfect segue. We're nailing it today.
Mhm.
Hell yeah, you can have sex on a bed or perhaps with a couch.
With a couch, that's right.
Go
I've seen
ahead.
it.
Tell
All
us
right,
what.
yeah,
Tell us
so
this
that
one.
was. I mean, they said it's been disproven, but how can you?
I don't
How
give
can
a
you
shit.
officially disprove something like that?
You can't.
That our possible future vice president JD Vance, who's a world-class mongrel. I've said it on the last episode.
Mongrel.
Yes, we're bringing the word mongrel back. It sounds bad, but when you think about it, not bad.
I feel like that's the best one I can use.
Mongrel's cutting. I
Yeah.
don't know what I would do if someone called me
It would be.
mongrel.
It'd be hard to come back from.
Yeah,
that.
devastating.
Yeah. Apparently he fucked a couch.
Yes. Allegedly fucked.
I don't know at what point, because there's a timeline in his life where that's okay. What do you guys think is the cutoff age where it's okay to have fucked a couch?
I want to give our readers, listeners, some sense that we did talk about this a little bit
Yes.
before the podcast. You aren't immediately advocating. There was a little bit of time for you to think about this. You just came to a thing.
all week.
I witnessed Dave take a human amount of time to process that there was an appropriate age to fuck a
Yeah.
couch. You just rushed into that very quickly, and I want to help you out a little bit. This
Mhm.
isn't like something you've had on your mind.
It is.
This is the table that we set prior to the podcast. Okay. All right. I take it back, Dave.
Well,
this
we
is
can ask our guest for. Okay, so you
Yes.
hear the vice president fucked a couch at any point in his life.
Mhm.
What's the cutoff age where you'd be like, they're gonna be them?
So I will be honest. I didn't know until the conversation we had briefly prior off mic that that this was a thing. People that was even on the table.
Yeah.
For men.
Well,
Fucking
at a
a
certain,
couch?
up until a certain age, we will
We'll
fuck
fuck
anything in the
anything.
house.
Yeah.
That
I've heard of like pillows, right? Because
Sure.
girls do that too, to
Sure.
a certain extent. That's like a thing that there's like a whole section of Pornhub for that. But the idea of the couch, you're not saying like,
like in between two cushions.
So I have a
Oh, yeah, I
little
was
info on this.
picturing
So
go ahead.
and it has not been disproven. The
Right, it
AP
can't be.
came out. Yeah.
This was great. The AP
Right.
came out and said, put a story out that said, no, JD Vance did not have sex with a couch. And then they went to AP and they were like, hey, you have journalistic standards. Can you prove that he didn't? And they were like, no. And they took the story
Yeah.
down. So
Has anyone heard from the couch
right.
for a rebuttal? Because that's
Exactly.
the only
No,
way we're
the-
getting
yeah,
the answers.
Right? No, they've been chasing answers the whole time.
No, they're
Hush money for the couch to shut up. Yeah. Okay,
So
I thought you
fucked.
meant a hole cut in the couch
Mm.
glory. Like I thought, okay.
No, so you have the info. I also have the info.
Oh, hit it.
You know, okay.
Yeah.
So what allegedly was going on, according to this fake thing, it was published as if it had been written in his book.
Okay.
But it actually wasn't. And it had like citations and stuff. So I saw like the clip and I believed it because I was like, oh, this looks legit. They did it as a graphic with like printing, like a printer's like font and stuff. And it said that he had put Vaseline or something in a like rubber glove and then used the couches together and formed like a makeshift like fleshlight.
I'd say that's doing too much, but if anybody pulled up any of my receipts from something I did in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
The age that you were talking about that I agree is like for a boy,
Yes.
it's like 12 to 14 to 15, maybe, when you're just completely governed by your hormones. You want to hump everything. You don't care. And that,
We had one thing in our high school. Okay. Yeah.
Wait,
one person said worked and a bunch of us tried it and none of us got the same results.
Okay. All right. Well, now you can't just tease
It
that and
involved
not
a
tell us.
washcloth and a toilet seat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
What? What? I didn't grab a boy.
Go
Tell me.
ahead. Yeah, because that never made any sense to me.
I mean, maybe I used
The toilet
the
seat
wrong
is the
type of
pressure
toilet
and the
seat.
washcloth is the.
I mean, if it's usually like the regular plastic lid, that's not gonna.
Is that
vibe
what-
it,
I don't know
but
this one.
porcelain's too heavy, so there's not like a good middle ground toilet
I
seat.
get it.
I guess wooden, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so a rolled up
You get a hot washcloth,
Hot
wrap it
washcloth.
around, jam it in a toilet seat,
That's
pressure.
crazy.
fuck away. And
I guess so. I don't
it
know.
didn't-
It doesn't seem like it would work.
wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that age, yes, is I would say up
32?
until 32. Yeah.
That's when I did it. No,
That's what I would say like 14, 15 before high school. I think you
Agreed.
Yeah. When we're all at that age, girls included, maybe girls just don't share that enough, but
Right.
like we all were at that age where
Hump
we will
anything.
do any sort of like Rube Goldbergian way to fuck, like to not even to fuck.
That's
You're
right.
not touching another human. However, I think no matter what age you were during lockdown, during the pandemic, it's a reset. And when times
oh,
are
we could have
tough,
been
That's a
fucking toilets during the pandemic.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you could microwave a grapefruit.
I just played videos.
I
of
heard
this.
that
Yeah.
That's the one that I
before.
never did it, but that's what they
I-
said in my
that's-
high school. You can microwave a grapefruit.
A citrus you would go with?
I wouldn't. I never did it. I'm
That's
just
a
saying.
really good point. Wait, can I ask a question if this is true or not? A rumor that girls have heard.
Go
from guys.
insane.
Yeah.
When the whole thing of like sitting on your hand, making your hand numb.
I've never done it,
stranger.
but I
The
the stranger. Yeah.
The stranger. Yeah, we already know what
The
it's called.
Stranger,
Everybody
my
knows
favorite
about
Billy
The
Joel
Stranger.
album. Yes.
That's what it's about.
Great.
That's right. Yeah. No, I would never do the stranger because I don't like the pins and needles feeling
Yeah.
that you also have to experience.
Mhm.
So if there was a way
Yeah.
to maybe like make your hand completely dead where it wouldn't wake up for a little while, I would have
Stick
given
it
it
in
a
dry
shot.
ice.
But,
That wouldn't
Yeah,
work
no,
either.
I'm
No,
not
you
making-
can't be too cold.
but yeah.
It's got to be warm.
So no, I've never done the stranger, but it is
Ditto.
it's a tried and true. It's a time honored tradition amongst young men.
I never knew if it was a rumor. Or
That
think
one
it's one
doesn't
of
come
those-
with an age limit, though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's
Yeah.
something that people brag about if they actually do it.
Sure.
It's one of those things that is kind of lumped in with like all the weird sex acts that boys like go like, oh, I did the bucking bronco where I'm behind her and I said her sister's name and I hold on for as long as I can. It's always mentioned in like that of like things you're never actually going to do.
Yes.
So I always took it like that, but given that you can just do it, I'm
Uh-huh.
sure people do.
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Yeah. That. Okay. All right.
Did you ever do it? Did you ever do the
No.
stranger? Yeah, I don't know anyone that really did it.
I don't
Neil?
intention.
Neil, where is your other hand?
What? Getting ready.
It's not his hand. That's a different person's hand.
Yeah, that's a different
Yeah,
person,
right.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's
but
all that-
boys will try it. Like, I like there are guys will try to pump anything. Well,
Yeah.
I
so
feel
I
like,
think JD
I
Vance.
feel like women do too, and
Yeah,
I feel
women
like
have-
I've
women
had
do
many
too.
women say they humped a couch.
That's true.
JD
feel
Vance is no good.
I feel like women
but-
though have a little more. Maybe I'm just romanticizing it a little bit. I feel like they're a little
This
more,
is-
just like in the romantic world, they're a little more discretionary. I
Mhm.
think like if you were to find a list of things objects that men would have sex with,
Oh, yeah.
that list would be way longer than a
Sure.
list of things that women.
Our
would have.
bragging about jerking off back in the day was like we'd fucking measure our distance across the room. and
Really?
fucking, like, see.
My friends never got
Okay.
that detail with it. We never got that detail with it.
Okay.
You
But-
got. Well, I think it's also an issue of like, all a guy needs to jerk off with technically is pressure.
Right.
Whereas for a girl, we only have so many options, only so many things that are shaped in a certain way.
Right.
But I think like a 14, 15-year-old girl is pretty feral.
Right. Yeah. It's just instead of the cushions, it's like the corner of the couch. Right,
Yeah,
or
right,
something.
yes,
Yeah, it's the arm
respectfully.
of the couch.
Yeah, like a lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, which is better? Yeah.
Uh,
If you're sitting down, like, what?
Yeah. And it's also
The
depends on the
corner of
couch.
the couch is, yeah, that's more considerate to anybody who's going to sit on
because
the
you can
couch.
choose the non-sex side of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Between a cushion, it's like that's two
Yeah,
people's
like, oh, I fucking
experience
dropped a
are ruined.
quarter. Oh
Yeah.
no.
So you do or do not believe that JD Vance?
I mean, I don't believe it, but I think it's great. I feel like personally, like as somebody that hates watching the Democrats lose, I think that it's good to watch them actually fight in ways that work,
Mhm.
which is like they're kind of doing it in the broader sense with this like very astroturf but effective weird campaign where we're just going to call them weird now. But it's like the way the internet does that, and rather than just be like, haven't you noticed they're weird? They're like, doesn't this guy look like someone who would fuck furniture? And everyone's like, yeah. So he's
Yeah.
not going to shake it because it, even though it's not true, it's defined him. It's almost in a way like Hillary Clinton being overly more corrupt than anyone else.
Mhm.
She's corrupt. She was corrupt as basically Nancy Pelosi. All
Mhm.
the other people are as corrupt as Hillary was,
Mhm.
but she got held up as like the most corrupt person in the world because you looked at how like disingenuous she was and you were
Mhm.
like, I could see her being the most corrupt person in
Right.
politics, even though it wasn't true. JD Vance is a guy that would fuck a couch, and he's never,
Yeah.
no matter, he could spend the rest of his life paying for stories that say he didn't do it. He fucked that
How
couch.
much White House furniture do you think Hillary fucked while Bill was off getting his dick sucked by interns, though?
I hope a lot for her. She
Yeah.
deserves it. I think, when Bill's off doing whatever,
Yeah.
fuck a couch.
I was
Yeah.
hoping that
And
would
the
come out
Oval-
during her
yeah.
campaign, that like she banged as many people as Bill. That actually would have made it
Yeah.
cool. a little
Honestly,
bit.
I'm
Save the
still
president and fuck a
still
Yeah.
I'm less disgusted by the idea of Hillary fucking a couch than Kellyanne Conway having her bare feet on the couch. That's my personal take.
Shout out Hamilton,
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Just hate feet that much.
Yeah, no, I would rather, well, I would rather know that somebody had sex on a couch than see someone's feet on
With
the
a couch.
With a, oh yeah, with
Yes.
is definitely
Someone's bare feet.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
is the shoes bothering you that I'm doing this?
no,
First of all, not our couch.
No, just feet in general,
True.
and also not our couch, Neil's bed. So, but yeah, no,
Good.
that's it. I'm ending on that.
But
quote.
yeah, I
I'm
wasn't
Vegas thing.
judging
I
him.
can't beat. That
I was
comment.
reserved, like with the whole JD Vance thing, whether he did it or not, I was reserving judgment because I needed, like, there's a cutoff where it doesn't deserve judgment. That's just a kid being a kid. If he did it as an adult, it's weird.
Sure.
Agreed.
As an
But
adult, yeah.
I do like your take on the fact that yes, it is a funnier. It's like it is a punch up
Yeah,
to just saying he sucks.
Right.
It's the comedy. It's more specific. It gives a comparison. He is like the guy who blank that we
Right.
all know. It's universal. Like it hits all the buttons for a good joke.
exactly.
And I think that's what the Democrats will always have over Republicans is the Democrats are always like funnier and
100%.
internet savvier.
Yep. I think,
yeah.
and I think Harris that's like part of where that energy is coming from. It's that people don't realize like Biden was a older than a boomer. He had no internet game. He had a
Yeah.
couple people that were doing Dark Brandon or whatever, but Harris actually knows how to use the power of memes and jokes and stuff. And also, I will tell our viewers that's an expert opinion right there because you are widely known around Philly as like a great roast joke writer and a
Thank
great
you.
roaster. So what you're saying is like also very good for just like anyone who's trying to roast anybody. But right, the Democrats
Yes.
now are getting really good at roasting Trump and his vice president, which they've been abysmal on for like 10 years.
Yes, that was exactly my point. In the last week, I've roasted judged or will judge 2 different roast battles, and I love roasting. It's what I want to do. I would love to professionally just write for a roast battle. I love roasting, but yeah, the more specific anything is, just automatically you get to see all these trends when you hear people just rapid firing, and it crushes when it's like you are the guy who blank. I think it's also obscure, which is funny. The guy who fucks a couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the what was the term you used? The insult?
I used a word.
A mongrel.
It's the
Mongrel.
something a
mongrel
mongrel
of
would do.
insults.
You're
yeah.
right.
Like, wait,
mongrel
I
would
didn't know.
fuck a
I thought
couch.
I think when I said something like enlightening or no, the
No.
opposite.
No.
Never mind.
No, God no, God no. You said
No,
I think I would have known. 'cause
you
I
said
would've-
something.
I would have brought that up every 5 seconds. Hey guys, remember I said something smart?
No, you said something that we had to momentarily parse if it was a slur. So that's normal. That's what
It's become my weekly word.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
It's not an official episode if I don't say mongrel.
That's good.
At least since Vance has entered the race. Yeah, that's true.
It's because Neil gets on edge if I say mongoloid or retard. So
Right.
Everyone's
Yeah.
so sensitive these days.
know,
Oh my
right,
God.
I know.
Neil.
Say anything.
God.
And then we're like,
you're
Neil,
gonna
why?
bury my radio station.
Yeah.
My
And then we're
radio
like,
I
station.
forgot the word of the studio.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
yeah. And then after it goes, we're like, Neil, did we get any new subscribers? So
We got a few this week.
yeah, we did. Thank
Yeah.
you, Germany.
Yeah, apropos of nothing you guys just said. Whatever. You guys want to do the news?
Is it news time? Let's
It is,
do it.
actually,
But before,
it is.
wait.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you said, didn't you two roast battle each other this week?
Oh no.
No, we
Oh.
were supposed to next week, but turns out I actually cannot do it. So I said, hold off and do another one. And he said, no, I'll just roast someone else instead.
That's not
So-
what happened.
Coward.
Sure.
He was about to,
100%.
he knew he was going to get his feelings hurt.
That's
He
right.
knew what was going to happen
That's right.
publicly. He backed out.
Neil
That's
actually beat me in a 30-second roast off back
Yeah,
in the
dude.
day.
Did he?
Really?
Well, I couldn't have won the thing anyway because the whole prize of winning this roast battle was to go against me in another
Oh,
thing. So
okay.
Mm.
I was there just to say hi to the people.
Oh, all right.
or
Hey.
whatever.
Okay.
But he did beat me.
I tried to roast you in a non-roast capacity when I challenged you for that. Well, to keep you from winning that lightsaber, but it wasn't a roast. I approached it that way, but I lost. It was a grave error on my part, actually. But if it had been a roast, I would have smoked you. Anyway, it's time for the news.
False.
You got the lightsaber?
No.
Oh.
Oh,
What
none
an
of it is.
awful ending to the story. Time
No,
for the
he-
news.
We're here to shoot the shit, talking news.
I'd have my own JD Vance. You know Dave fucks his lightsaber. You got me on that one. All right.
You'd be having some upset stomach for completely different reasons.
Who's my little light bright that makes me feel all tingly?
Nah, quarterizes or whatever.
May the
Okay.
force be in you.
Nailed it.
Okay, all right. This is the news section of the show. For our longtime listeners, you already know the drill. If you've not yet seen this, what we do is Dave and I have written 12 jokes about the news. I don't know what Dave wrote. He didn't know. He does not know what I wrote. Half the time, we don't even listen to each other live
Nope.
when we're reading them.
And I'm already on to the next one.
But if Dave and I have a joke on the same news story, we are going to have a joke off. Joking each other off. Oh, I love how fast that is. It used to be like prohibitively long. It's great. But the joke off means that Dave and I are officially joking each other off. That means you will be our judge, jury, and executioner. You'll basically tell us which one you like best, and they'll get a point. Dave is now winning because I keep forgetting the rules. He's winning on process, not on jokes, but that's okay. Maybe he'll get a chance to redeem himself this week. Dave, would you like to go?
Sure. First blind Barbie doll released with tactile features and a cane. And it also comes with a new version of her partner, lies about having a dick, Ken.
Good.
Stupid.
Vice President Kamala Harris goes on RuPaul's Drag Race to push a get out the vote effort. To a sympathetic audience of people who absolutely love it when self-important divas in bad makeup are teased about their hair system.
Right on. All right. RFK Jr. discussed endorsing Trump in exchange for a job. And Trump would be smart to take him up on this, if for no other reason than stray bullets always seem to find a home in a Kennedy.
I like it. Donald Trump suggests football coaches should guide the military, which seems like a good idea until Dallas Cowboys general Mike McCarthy gets us within weeks of total victory before ordering his battalion to shoot themselves in the dick.
Go Birds.
Love it.
That's right. Go Birds. Hell yeah.
Your favorite Southwest flight flew just 150 feet above the ground, tracking data shows. They figured if they could get the plane low enough, they could cut off even more of their services, like landing the plane to let people off.
I like that. Just throwing people out as they go. Yeah, hell yeah.
You're gonna want to roll.
So they've changed open seating. Now it's extremely open seating. You're falling out.
How would you like your bags thrown?
Yes.
Vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance attacks Democrats as, quote, childless cat ladies, end quote. A harsh rebuke coming from Vance. The only thing worse than a cat when it comes to putting holes in your couch.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
All right. Oh, more airline humor. Delta's CEO is off to Paris while his airline struggles to recover from massive meltdown. Many are saying it's an embarrassment to the company, especially since right now a Delta flight couldn't even medal in the long jump.
President Biden spent the week calling for historic reforms to the Supreme Court, making radical proposals such as, quote, we need more educated black women in there, and I know a few who can ride dragons and are perfect for the job. Listen, we got to stop that bad man in the eye patch.
Okay. Octopus farming in the U.S. would be banned under a new bill in Congress, or as Japanese Americans are calling it, Strike 2.
I like that one. Democrats are pushing Kamala's message that Trump and Vance are weird. An attack that upset Trump so much, he asked his adult daughter to stop sitting on his lap so he could respond.
All right. AP declares that J.D. Vance did not have sex with a couch in fact check. Turns out he just has a very unique way of looking for lost keys.
Okay, this may be my dumbest one, but I tried to justify taking it off, and I was like,
It's always the. I'm sorry, JD just being like, it's always the last place you fucked. Every time I leave them there. Sorry.
You got to be quicker to the draw, but great job.
I know I was
Okay,
also
okay,
stepping
sorry.
on Dan. Dan was
It's
already
okay.
rolling.
I hadn't started yet. I was apologizing for this joke. It's okay. Dollywood theme park floods. Patrons wade through knee-deep water as Jolene strikes again. Okay.
Great.
AI concerns spur video game workers to go on strike starting Friday. They want their demands to be heard by their higher-ups, but thanks to the money they've saved cutting corners, the studio heads have moved to a different castle.
Okay, and this is a joke off. Go ahead and hit it. I got it this time. Each other off.
Joke.
Okay, video game performers set to go on strike over AI concerns, saying they're tired of watching their salaries go down, down, up, up, A, B, select, and start. Thank you. Pick your winner.
Can you say yours again?
Okay, or just like studio heads have moved to a different castle. I like when you rescue the princess.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Dan.
Okay, getting closer to retying it up, covering up for my
yeah.
grave mistakes of never knowing what Dave says to me when I'm looking right at him.
I have to
The rule is if I don't realize, if whoever doesn't realize it's a joke off loses a point, and that's been me like 3 weeks.
I can't
Didn't
even
you
use
both
the.
do a joke about the fucking the couch already though?
Yes, but technically that's different, as he correctly parsed, because my joke was about the news story of him calling Democrats childless cat ladies.
Yeah, it's the same headline.
Yeah.
Heard.
Leave
Okay.
it at that. Yeah,
Premise rather than punch on the.
Love it.
because
on
the
joke.
headlines are me. I just copy and paste them as they are.
Great.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Sometimes that throws us off, though, and we have to go, okay, that wasn't a joke off because
Uh-huh.
technically different stories. We arrived at the same result because we're both
couldn't even
hopelessly
use
damaged.
I couldn't even use the before her time excuse because you used a fucking Nintendo reference.
Yeah, right. We went with the very oldest
I know,
things
we showed our
did.
age a little bit
Yeah.
in that one.
Right. Okay. So, wait.
My
is it-
turn,
your
yeah.
turn. Okay.
U.S. arrest two top leaders of Mexico's Sinaloa, whatever, drug cartel in Texas. The arresting officer said this was the result of a sting operation where we arrested every Mexican we saw and crossed our fingers.
An 11-year-old Virginia boy is charged with making police calls to SWAT Florida schools. Thankfully, no one was hurt since the prank caller reported active school shootings, ensuring no officers would respond.
Trump plans to return to Butler, Pennsylvania to honor slain supporter and those injured during assassination attempt. He figured it was the least he could do because these people, especially the one guy, really helped him sell it.
Harvey Weinstein is in the hospital with COVID and double pneumonia.
Ooh.
Yeah. In lieu of flowers, his family asked well-wishers to send potted plants.
Chiefs Harrison Butker slams Paris Olympics parody of Last Supper. Quote, "This is crazy. Supper is meant to be prepared by actual women."
There you go.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
going to get us a lot of
Fuck
hate
yeah.
on YouTube. I like that one. Blast at Jose Cuervo plant in Mexico kills at least 5 people. Police have not yet identified a suspect behind the explosion, though experts agree he's probably a real worm.
That was the stupid one.
That-
You oversold the other.
I
That
did
was
oversold that one.
You
That
owe
was
us
the
an
stupid
apology
one.
for that.
That was the stupid one.
All right. Speaking of stupid, guacamole and salsa recalled in 5 states due to risk of sometimes fatal illness. That's right. Their condiments are coming to this country and killing us. It's bad enough when they were just taking the valuable table space away from good American condiments like ketchup and mayonnaise.
Oh, you say it traditional white style too. Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
I love
Yeah,
that.
mayo.
I rewrote that 5 times and misspelled mayonnaise each time. So.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah. LAPD. Let me try that again. LAPD officers allowed to carry guns at Paris Olympics after France makes legal exception, citing the proud history of both organizations when it comes to doing violence against any man who calls himself king.
That's pretty clever.
Thank you. That's my
Okay.
favorite one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Last one. My least favorite one. Olympic officials postponed men's triathlon due to pollution in the Seine. Their only other option was to change the event so that the 3 legs are running, bicycling, and toxic avenging.
All right. I support any trauma reference on this podcast. Finally, my last one. Rapper Snoop Dogg carries the Olympic torch before the opening ceremony in Paris. This marks the first time the 3,000-year-old tradition of exchanging the sacred flame meets the deeply American tradition of taking 2 puffs and passing it to the left.
Hell yeah.
That was great. That was a great
Great.
one. This
Yeah,
was just
that
a
was-
great episode. I wish this
Had a
yet
good
another-
laugh. I can't.
I
These
know.
fucking guests are like, eh. I'm like, well, if I can't even impress the person in the room, I'm not going to the fucking
It's very-
mongrels on the internet.
I'm a good laugher.
No,
I am. Yeah.
For a comedian to be a good laugher, that's like an extra valuable skill.
Yeah.
That hey,
Mhm.
some comedians, even some at the top of their game, fake.
Mhm.
So I could date it. But yeah, no, being a good laugher is very important. Thank you.
Thank you
for
guys for
coming
having
and
me.
Yeah,
being.
this is a lot of fun.
This was great.
What do you have coming up?
Yeah, I have. Oh man, I'm about to leave Philly for a while, so just to go on the road.
Where are you going?
let's see.
Tell the
I'm
people.
going
Yeah,
to
we have-
colleges. I'm going to colleges.
Cool.
We
Yeah,
got
yeah.
fucking German listeners. So
Yeah, yeah.
We have them all over the globe.
Yeah,
Or 2
I'm
locations.
going to colleges, which I love. I do around like the time when orientation is, so
Nice,
end
cool.
of August.
Are you doing NACA through like the collegiate?
No, I do not do NACA specifically. I just
Okay.
work through an
Oh,
agency.
nice.
But yeah.
That's cool.
But NACA is great. It's just expensive to
Yeah.
buy into it. Yeah, but I'm sure I'd get even more gigs. But the colleges, they just pay so fucking well.
They
It's
do.
crazy how
Yeah.
much money they have.
Damn, I
Um,
did community college.
Yeah. What else do I have coming up? Let's see. Oh man. I'm sorry. I don't even know off the top of my head. I'm judging the roast battle this Thursday at JJ Mallin's. I've got a PowerPoint comedy show coming up at Comedy Sports Philly this weekend. Yeah.
You have on your Insta, you're so successful. You have the link tree where people can click, and I noticed that you put a lot of your dates up there.
Yes.
So, yeah, more so than most lazy comedians would. Like you seem to have all your dates posted.
Thank
so,
you. Yes.
yeah.
I do try. I do think my most updated dates are from May, but we're
well,
going to get back on
That just
it.
shows you how deep my research
Hey,
goes.
mine are from
No, no,
May
okay.
2020. So, yeah.
but right, they can find Neil. You got that up, I
Yep.
suppose. The socials. Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yeah, you can just Kirsten Michelle Cills on IG. You can go there and you get to all the other stuff. And don't forget to check out your podcast.
Yes, on the
the-
Drop Tent Network, right?
Mhm,
Oh,
the Dying Up
shit.
Here podcast. Yes, our sister, you guys are our brother. Our brothers.
No, all
Yes.
podcasts are like boats. They're all women. So
Yeah.
we're also
They're all-
the-
yeah,
sister
we're the
podcast.
sister podcast.
We're all
too.
sisters
Yes.
under Daddy Neil.
Yeah. He loves being
Hate
called
it.
that. I can see it in
He
his face.
loves being
Yeah.
called daddy. Yeah.
All right, vote for. That's him. That's
That is
Yeah.
no longer
what we-
Neil.
that's
That's
what we-
daddy from now on.
Let's see if he likes it when we say
So
it.
let's do this.
Yeah.
Houston, why?
When there's no guys around, he makes all the girls call him daddy now. And we're
Oh,
like,
that
this is
makes
such an
sense.
abuse of power.
I knew
Yeah.
he- I
you
knew he
don't know
was
what
the
you've
type.
done, Kirsten.
Yeah.
This is a weekly podcast.
I like it. We need to have more drop 10 so we can all compare notes.
I
Yeah.
on how to annoy
Yeah,
Neil.
should we start a group chat about
Yes.
the things that Neil has said to you directly? Because
100%.
Yeah.
We should put him on so he can put it on the screen next week too. Yeah.
like
we
I
gotta-
like Neil, I just don't trust him. You know what I mean? Like there's just something about him. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I get it.
Dave,
Yeah.
where are you going to be at?
Ah.
What you got coming up, buddy?
I'm gonna. It's not a sister podcast, but it is a friend podcast since we've had them both on. I'll be on the Sick Ghouls.
You got on the sick.
I
got
got
These
the
fucking
call. I
ghouls
get to
didn't
go to
invite
their
me.
apartment and
Oh, fuck
fucking
these
get
guys.
stabbed in the parking lot.
They haven't even booked me on a date yet, and they got you coming in. Goddamn
Yeah.
sick ghouls.
It's Otis Timlin and Luke Kincaid. So I will
Okay.
be. I will be.
You will be
I will
indicting
be
yourself.
the Jew that they talk about.
Yeah, exactly. You're being indicting yourself on some stuff that you'll be very glad
Every-
it's not a live
Everything they've
podcast.
said about the Jews on their show, I will be the personification of that.
Hell yeah, big night.
That's right. He gets to represent the entire.
Wow.
Cast
And I
of
do have a show
Judaism.
coming up at the venue as a new name, and I don't remember what it is.
No.
I
Great.
think that might be
At Dave Prim?
Dave Prim Comedy. You can follow me on everything on Dave Prim Comedy
Nice.
or whatever this is.
Danny boy.
And buy a shirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Buy a shirt. I'll take care of that. Buy the shirts. We have merch. We have all kinds of fun stuff at droptent.com/the Weekday Comics.
Yep.
I'm just improvising that because I forget what the.
It's okay. Yeah, it would just
yeah,
be.
okay. There we go.
Yeah, dropton.com/store.
And you can see our very diverse cast of t-shirt models.
Who
We're
are
just
these
talking about them.
people?
They-
Oh, we love talking about this. The
That's
Asian
my
woman is
girlfriend,
Dave's
obviously.
future wife. He doesn't know her yet, but
You love her?
Yeah.
I mean, I just that whole area.
She's
of
a
the
cute
world.
Asian woman wearing Dave's silhouette.
Yeah, I'd hook
It's
up with her.
basically
Not on
yeah.
that shirt, but I'd hook up with her. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
killing us right now.
Yeah,
Hey, it's
sorry.
shirt looks good.
Sorry, only in the shirt.
yeah,
only
thank
in
you,
the
thank you,
shirt.
thank
Please
you.
The,
keep it
numbers
on.
are coming in. The numbers are coming in, and the shirts are tanking. Just so you know, the numbers are coming in.
I'm seeing the graph right now. They're
I
going
know.
way down.
I've
like
never had a
Kirsten
football.
said.
I've never had a football jersey they could wear or whatever.
But no, I'm plugging the merch that you should buy because I got nothing. I'm doing nothing this weekend.
Yeah. I'll hook up with anyone in the shirt
There you go.
All right.
for 1
Buy-
week only. Expires end of the week. Yeah,
You have heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
1 week only.
That's
Buy
a
that
uni-
shirt.
that's a
May take 10
unisex
days to get
offer?
there.
that's a unisex
All
offer.
right,
Oh yeah,
sweet.
it's 2024. Come on.
Yeah.
Thank God, drop 10 shipping and handling stinks.
Yeah.
Neil, what do you got going?
Oh yeah, you can just check
Daddy
me
Neil.
out. Yeah, no, nothing. Don't follow me anywhere. I don't want to do this. You can check me out. IamNeilWood.com. No, sorry, I am Neil Wood on everything. And get over to JamesWoodArt.com if you want to book me for something. Lots of
Changing
Lots
that
of stuff.
to Daddy Neil Art.
No.
you, Daddy.
And you can check out all the other stuff. Help the network grow. This is DIY. So go over to drop10.com and see all the stuff. You can follow Kirsten's podcast
Dying
and get
Up
all
Here.
the links. Dying Up Here and the weekdays. Seriously, Dad. All that kind of stuff. You can do that and check.
But
us
like
out on these-
seriously, Dad, like not. If
Yeah,
there's one
probably
you're gonna
not.
drop, it's seriously Dad.
Probably not. Yeah.
I fucking fight seriously. Dad in a heartbeat. I can
No,
take Albert Davis.
Albert, I was gonna say, I don't know. Albert Davis is pretty fucking. He's the real deal.
Probably got the speed advantage over Jay.
Yeah, well, you do, maybe. Jay and I, it would be sort of like a sumo experience
Yeah.
for sure.
And my cardio is not great. You'll believe it. or
Right?
not. So,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Great episode.
No problem. This was
this
great.
was a
Thank
lot
you
of
so
fun.
much for
Thank
tuning
you,
in. Thank
yeah.
you for watching, everybody. Thank you, Kirsten, for coming on. We'll have to have you back
Yes.
for sure. Yeah, this was great. We'll see you next week.
Right.
Well, there we go. Thanks for listening,
Oh,
everybody.
man, that was a. we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
Hey, how you doing? This is Neil Wood, one of the co-owners of Drop 10 Media Network and who helps run Biggest Little Comedy. You can check out all the other stuff we do at drop10.com. We've got podcasts, live comedy shows, and so much more. Go over there, support your favorite podcast, follow them, subscribe. We appreciate it. Again, we're 100% DIY, just a bunch of creatives trying to make it in this, and give us some feedback. We always enjoy a little feedback. Thanks.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.